Domo, and welcome to the practice video and third part of this Japanese basic lesson about the dictionary form of verbs. I will do a summary of the two lesson videos first, so if you have trouble understanding the summary and you haven't seen the two practice videos yet, please go watch them first. The link should pop up in the top right corner. So what do I have planned for this practice videos? I will show you scenes from a clip of mine in which the dictionary form of a verb is being said. First practice is to find the dictionary form of a verb or sometimes multiple verbs. After we identified the verb or verbs, we then define if they belong to the Ichidan or Godan verb group. And finally, we will then practice how the verb is being used, or maybe better, why they use the dictionary form in this case, which goes back to what I explained in lesson 2. Now to the summary. How can you identify a verb in the dictionary form? Simple, all verbs in the dictionary form end with a syllable from the third row of the hiragana chart, the U row. Also in other words, they end with U. For question 2, how can we find out if it is a Ichidan or a Godan verb? For the summary, I created the flow chart, which then also should help during the practice. So first question we have to ask is, does the verb end with the syllable ru? If no, it's most definitely a Godan verb. If the answer is yes, we go to the next question. Is the vowel before the ru an I or an E? If the answer is no, again it's a Godan verb. If yes, we go to the next question. How is the word written? Is there a syllable between the kanji and the ending ru? If no, I'm afraid it still can be both, but there is a good possibility it is a Godan verb. If yes, again there is a possibility it is both, but there is a very good chance it is an Ichidan verb. However, at this point, you either remember which it is or you have to look it up. So that's not a perfect method, but you can really narrow things down with it. And to the summary of the final question, for what is the dictionary form used? Use it to state an affirmative intended action in the near or far future. Kore wa taberu. I'm going to eat this. And the second point is, you can use it to state an affirmative habit, fact or generalization. Asagohan wa itsumo taberu. I always eat breakfast. That was the summary, and without wasting much time, let's go to the practice and roll the first segment.
どっかに置かないと読めない。これまだ読んじゃダメ？まだ読んじゃダメなのか？ダメなの？じゃあどうやって読むのかもわかんねえよ。読んじゃうから。
There's a lot going on in this clip, but I'm sure you still can find the dictionary form we are looking for. The word yomu, to read, is used a lot here, but only once it's actually in the dictionary form. Here in this phrase, Polka says, I don't know how to read it. So yomu, to read. Question 2, is this an Ichidan verb or a Godan verb? Well, let's take a look at our flow chart, and the first question is, does the verb end with ru? And the answer is no. So we already know it's a Godan verb. Final question for this scene, why is the dictionary form used here? This is a factual information Polka gives us about herself. She doesn't know how to read the rule book. This is a fact about Polka, and that is why she uses the dictionary form.
ダメなんだよ。結構なのいいって言うまで。読んじゃダメなんだよ。お前殴るぞ。ダメか。殴るぞ。なんで死んじゃうよ。
First question, identify the verb in the dictionary form. Polka and Marines say both the word nagaru in the dictionary form. However, Polka adds the ending particle so, which makes it sound more intense and a bit more threatening. Second question, is it an Ichidan or a Godan verb? Let's check the flowchart. Does it end in ru? Yes. Is the vowel before the ru an I or an E? No. So this means it's a Godan verb. And last question, why is the dictionary form used here? Well, Polka intends to punch her. I will punch you. So it is an intended action.
じゃあ行こうか。経験者についていく。了解。
So we have here a change of scene with some others This is where hardcore Minecraft starts, and Atsuki and Iroha decide to go together. Can you find the dictionary form? It's tsuite iku. Tsuite iku is a special class verb because it's made out of two verbs. Tsuite is tsuku in the te form and means to be attached or to be connected, and iku means to go. Together they mean to follow. In cases like this, the verb at the end is the one that gets conjugated because tsuite will always stay in the te form. Which also means the verb at the end defines if it is a Godan or an Ichidan verb. So let's look at iku. Is this a Godan verb or Ichidan verb? Let's check the flowchart. Does it end in ru? No, which means we again have a Godan verb. Just for practice, the dictionary form of tsuite is tsuku, and it is also a Godan verb because it ends with ku and not ru. Why is she using the dictionary form? So Atsuki says here that she is gonna follow the more experienced person, also Iroha, Kekensha ni tsuite iku. Which makes it point 1 again, it's an intended action by Atsuki, so we use the dictionary form.
ちょっと回収してみよう。絶対いつか使うポイントだと思うんだよな。
A short saying, but there are two verbs in the dictionary form here. Can you spot them? Both of them are in the same phrase. It's tsukau, to use, and omo, to think. The nda is an ending similar to the so before and not part of the verb conjugation. Ending with nda adds an explanatory feeling to a sentence. So then let's look if these are Ichidan verbs or Godan verbs. If we take out the flowchart already after the first question, it's clear both of them are Godan verbs, then none of them end with ru. Why is she using the dictionary form here? Chloe is gathering sugar canes because there is no need for them yet. She says that she thinks she will for sure have a use for them some point in the future. So we talk about the future, which means we use the plain present form or the dictionary form for tsukau. Omo is a bit of a special case and I couldn't find a lot of explanation for it in my research. At least not in the form of grammar for someone that wants to learn Japanese. So keep in mind this is my interpretation why you use the dictionary form here. Why I was confused first was because after all I know about Japanese grammar, to think here should be in the continuous form. But because you are in the process of thinking, and to use the dictionary form here will mean it's an intended action, I will think. So my first thought was it must be an intransitive verb and be a similar case like wakaru. But I was wrong. Omo is actually a transitive verb. So in my confusion I suddenly realized that we do the same thing in English too. I think and I'm thinking are used differently. I think is starting or quoting your thoughts. I'm thinking is more to consider something. Let me give you an example. 日本語を勉強しようと思っているが難しいと思う which translates into I'm thinking about learning Japanese, but I think it's difficult. So the first part is you considering learning Japanese, and in both languages to think or omo is in the continuous form. I'm thinking omote iru. Second sentence is stating your thoughts about learning Japanese. In both languages you use the simple present form for it. Nani omou ka? What do you think? Nani omote iru ka? What are you thinking about? The first question used to ask what someone else is thinking about something specific, the topic you speak about. Second question used when you ask what this person is generally thinking right now. So my tip with omo is that you in general can directly compare English with Japanese. But you have to remember that in Japanese using omo can also mean I will think. And you have to check the context. In this context it's I think. I think I will have a use for it in the future.
夜になっちゃった。やばいよ、夜になっちゃった。一旦さ、ちょっと中入る用のもの作るね。これ壊せる。キーあるよ。あ、オッケー。木の板渡す。 オッケー、中入ろう、あずきち。
どこどこ？
こん中こん中。
Can you find the dictionary forms here? Yes, forms, there are multiple. There are 3. Tsukuru, to make, to craft. Aru, to be for not living things. And watasu, to hand over. All 3 are Godan verbs. Watasu does not end with ru, and aru and tsukuru have a different vowel than I or e before the ru. First off, Iroha says that as soon as they are inside, they can make useful items, which is future intent. Then Atsuki says that she has wood. Aru, to be, is an intransitive verb. Please check the lesson video. I won't go into this at this point. After that, Atsuki says that she can hand over the wood she gathered. Once again, intent to do something.
あ、本当だ。頑張ってる。頑張ってる。ポルカ先輩ね、多分どっか柵で囲んだ方がいいな、それ。じゃあ柵じゃなくても穴でいいなら穴作ります？
A lot has been said in this short scene, but I'm certain you still can find the only one verb in the dictionary form. First of all, ganbatteru is in the continuous form and is not in the dictionary form. We will look into the continuous form in the future. And also I plan to do more practice videos, and one of them will be finding the differences between the dictionary form and the continuous form. For now, just know that this is not the dictionary form and the word we are looking for. The dictionary form of ganbatteru is ganbaru, and it is a Godan verb because the vowel before ru is an A. The verb we are looking for is tsukuru. We had this one right before, and it's still a Godan verb because of the vowel u before the ru. Polka says here that she wants a fence for her animals, so she wants to make one now. Intend to do something and use the dictionary form. And that's it for this practice video. Thank you for watching and have a wonderful day. Yoi ichinichi o.